It is budget day in Ontario, and just before the financial document is released, Premier Kathleen Wynne announcing a $2 billion daycare program for kids 2.5 years of age and over up until they're in kindergarten. And there's all sorts of good things that are going to be in the budget because it is, of course, a pre-election budget. Ontario goes to the polls June the 7th. Cynthia Mulligan is about to enter into lockup right now. Cynthia, just before we talk a little bit about the budget, let's remind, a lot of people don't even know what a lockup is. So you're about to be literally locked up with no communication to the outside world for the next few hours.
And I have to tell you, Kev, it's kind of torture. It's almost 8 hours where you go into a room and it's heavily guarded by OPP security, and they make you hand in your phone.
Don't do it.
It goes into a little bag. I know you have to. They won't let you in otherwise. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no communication with the outside world, all because they don't want leaks that could impact the stock markets.
Exactly.
So it's really an interesting experience, and it lifts at 4 o'clock as soon as they start reading the budget here at Queen's Park. And then, you know, everybody scrambles to get their phones. You turn them on, and they explode because you realize you have like 1,000 messages waiting for you. But over the next, you know, almost 8 hours, I'll be in lockup, poring over, you know, documents, looking for any little interesting tidbit that's in the budget that's going to impact taxpayers. And let's remember, this is being dubbed the Oprah budget because already Premier Kathleen Wynne has been giving away things, daycare you mentioned, dental care, free pharmacy care for people 65 and up. So I was here at Queen's Park yesterday and I said to the finance minister, what's left? Like, why should we even come to lockup? Haven't you given it all away? And he said, no, there's still more to come. So there's a rumor being whispered around, a couple people from the inside telling me that maybe we can expect more on transit. So that's something to watch for.
It's going to be a good news budget. A lot of budgets, when a government is midterm or whatever, tend to be a little bit more hardcore. We have this tax, we have this tax. But Kathleen Wynne is fighting an uphill battle against the populist movement of Doug Ford. And so she has to come out with a good news budget. So that's one of the difficulties, though, because a budget shouldn't be about good news.
Well, you know, even last year when they announced free tuition, like every year closer to an election, it gets a little bit nicer. Like the first budget after an election, when they still have 3 more years to win you over or win you back, it tends to be the toughest. But this one definitely, I called it the goodie bag, you know, of all these gifts being given away. But it's going to be interesting because she has now an $8 billion budget when she had promised to have, you know, an even budget. And it's also going to be tough for Doug Ford. This is going to be his first lockup as PC leader, and he's going to have to start giving some substantial responses to questions. I know he's only been PC leader for a couple of weeks or so, but he doesn't have his platform yet, and he doesn't have a substantial response to questions like we had yesterday with him. Would you keep free daycare in your platform? So we're looking for more answers from Doug. Andrea Horwath is in a really interesting bind because, once again, she's been out-lefted by Kathleen Wynne, and it's in Doug Ford's best interest to have a strong NDP showing so that the vote would be split between the NDP and the Liberals, and then he would have an easier path to victory. So it's a really fascinating chess game going on right now.
All right, Cynthia Mulligan at Queen's Park. Have fun in the lockup.
I will. And I have to tell you, Kev, the best part about lockup, and I think that's why they lure us in, the lunches are so good.
Yes.
Scott from the ministry always provides for us, and the cookies are the best. I'll save you one.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it.